Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nalu Mind the Flow. Grateful to have you here today. Today is day 26 of our 28-day journey together. We're getting close to the end of this journey, and I hope it's the first of many that we may share. But for now, we have Nalu, our main character, who lives on an island and has learned from their friends on a neighbor island about some mindfulness and awareness practices over the days. And we've been practicing with them. So we've learned about awareness of the breath. We've practiced awareness of body sensation. We've practiced some breathing activities and some awareness of our surroundings. And so for the closing days of our journey, we follow Nalu in practicing gratitude and practicing some gratefulness for the wave, some gratefulness for the flow, and for the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. So for today, again, starting with the breath. If you're joining for the first time, welcome. We've been keying in on the breath as a way to bring our consciousness into the current moment. And if you're returning after one or more days, hopefully you've had a few minutes to try practicing the breathing going in and the breathing going out. Sit back and relax. You're welcome to have your eyes opened or closed as we follow Nalu today. Bring your attention to the breath and just notice the breathing as it happens naturally. So notice the breathing coming in, notice the breathing going out, and just observe the breath one at a time, little by little. Each breath as it is, perhaps a little bit different than the one before, and just noticing as the breathing goes in and out. To bring us here all centered together. Yesterday, Nalu was noticing gratitude for the breath as it comes into the body and noticing gratitude as the breath goes out of the body. They observed that fresh, clean air would come in on the inhale and stale air with impurities would be released on the exhale. So today, Nalu comes back to a similar place nearby where they were yesterday along the shoreline and sits on the ground, feeling grounded and observing the breath much as we are today. And as Nalu turns to look around and notices the shoreline extending beyond, maybe sees some of the people that they had seen out there in the distance, notices the water along the shore and the earth welcoming them with its gravity. They begin to feel some gratitude and gratefulness for the world outside of them. They know that as they exhale the air out of their lungs, it goes out into the world and is purified by the other entities, by the other living creatures that are out there in the world, taking in Nalu's impurities and turning them back into fresh, clean air that they can later have on another delicious inhale. So as Nalu peers around with their eyes, and we may peer around with our mind's eye, maybe we're grateful for the clouds that give us some humidity so that our breath comes into the body naturally and with some moisture. And as we exhale, that there's enough humidity to take the moisture out from our bodies as well. Or maybe we have some gratefulness or gratitude for the cloud for creating pure water and raining down upon us and cleaning us as days go by. And as the breathing moves into the body and the breathing moves out from the body almost of its own natural force, we can continue to use the mind's eye to observe the world around us and think about any of those things, those places, those waveforms, those flows that we see in the world around us that we can be grateful for. As we observe our own breath come in and our own breath go out. And as the breath comes in and the breath goes out, this is a very apparent flow. It's a very apparent wave that we can notice quite easily. The earth itself has other waves that are much too slow for us to be perceived. But we can still be grateful for the earth bringing its mineral qualities to us through the food that we eat. Helps keep our bodies and minds together in these forms so that we can experience this flow and observe the flow as it comes in and as it goes out. And as Nalu sits there along the shore, maybe the sun is setting and the moon is getting ready to rise, and they gaze out along the horizon and realize they don't know how this all works. They don't know why this all works. But somehow, even without that knowledge, they can still be grateful, and they notice the breath coming in and the breath going out, and they see the waveforms out on the water, and it's okay not to know. As long as they're there, watching the breath happen, noticing it move in, and noticing it move out. And for that, they're able to experience even more gratitude and more gratefulness. So as we come together here toward the end of our journey and toward the end of today's journey, I welcome you to start to perceive the room around you, even as you're observing your breath. Coming back to the room, noticing, perhaps with a little feeling of gratitude or a little spark of curiosity about what's going on, having observed the breath here together for just a few minutes as a way to practice for being aware, being in the present, and and being current for any other practices or times that you might have during the day or during the week. So thank you for joining for day 26 of Nalu Mind the Flow. I hope to see you again for the last couple of days of our journey together.